Hey, it's John with thenetguy.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Sceptre C305 Ultrawide curved monitor. This is a really cool gaming monitor. It comes in at a very affordable price. There's some really nice features about it, some things that they could improve, but overall, I give this thing a thumbs up. Stick around and I'm going to show you more about it. So here it is. This is the monitor. It's 30 inches diagonally across. So as an ultra wide resolution, it comes in at 2560 by 1080. A lot of times you're going to see WQHD. That's going to be 2560 by 1440. That's basically 4 HD signals in one monitor, but that's going to be a 16 by 9 resolution. So this is a 21 by 9 resolution, which is more common with the 34-inch curved monitors. But this thing is just awesome. You know, the color accuracy, it's not an IPS display. You've got TN panels, you've got VA panels, and you've got IPS panels. The IPS panel on my iMac 5K that I edit with is beautiful. The colors are perfectly dead on, and I don't have to worry about that when I'm editing video. If you get a TN panel, they're generally faster and higher refresh rate, but the colors suffer. So this is a VA panel, which is somewhere in between. One of the problems is the refresh rates are normally not fast. This one says it has a 5 millisecond gray to gray timing, which if you use the monitor on the 3 included HDMI ports, you're limited to 165 Hz refresh. If you switch over the display port, you can get up to that 200 Hz refresh rate. There are some issues with the monitor. There is a little bit of ghosting in the image when you're at high refresh rates, and you can see here in Windows, when I drag a monitor around, there's a little bit of trailing that it does, a little bit of ghosting. But for what you get for under $300 right now, I think the price is about $260 on Amazon. It's an excellent value if you're breaking into that 1080p ultra-wide market. Another thing to think about is if your graphics card is not fast enough to drive something that's at QHD, which has got, again, more pixels, you're kind of limited in that 1080p gaming range. This thing can drive the higher refresh rates that your card might be capable of, but it may not be capable of on certain monitors. So it's a great in-between step if you're moving up and upgrading your machine. The machine I'm running this on is an AMD 3600X with an RX 570 video card in it. So it generally plays very good in most games. So as you can see here with ID Software's Doom, some black borders are visible on the monitor in the loading process. Those go away eventually when you get to the main screens of the app, but this is a common problem if your game is not new enough to support the 2560 by 1080 resolution like this one is. Of course, it's not going to make you a better gamer per se, because I still managed to get myself killed very quickly here, but the extended field of view, this 90-degree field of view, makes the gaming much more immersive. As you can see here, this guy pulls my heart out and then my arm off and proceeds to beat me with it. This is another style of game. This is an open world game, and the colors from the VA panel are really good. There's lots of detail in them. They're very sharp. I've got a lot of really good monitors here, and the color on this one is very rich. I do like it. So this kind of gaming, which may or may not require high frame rates, is actually pretty good if you're crazy enough to be a level 1 player and going after these majorly overpowered characters. And you can see I managed to die in this game too very quickly. And the last game I'm showing here is Metro 2033. It's an older title, but it's important to note that this handles the 21 by 9 resolution and the 2560 by 1080. You'll notice here how dark the blacks are on this monitor. I haven't changed anything, and there's very little light bleed that you can see on the left there. And now that we're back in with vertical sync off, when I go side to side quickly, you'll notice that the screen is very juddery. Now, YouTube compression and the fact that this is filmed at 24 frames are not going to help. But if I go through here and I switch it back and I turn on the VSync and I turn off motion blur just in case, I don't think that applies to this,
when I go and I do that same test going side to side, you'll see a lot more detail in the panning left and right. To be perfectly complete, the Sceptre monitor comes with RGB on the back that you can turn on and off, though it's only one color. The menu system is archaic and the buttons don't do anything near what you'd think they do. There's a preset here for first-person shooter. When you set this on, it makes the Windows and other graphic performance like crap, but it makes the FPS and overdrive enabled, which gives you your highest frame rate and the smoothest picture that it's possible to do at the expense of image quality. So if you're using this for doing photos or video, turn the overdrive off, set the thing back to normal mode, and it's got really good color. If you're doing first-person shooters and you do need that frame rate above all else, go ahead and set that on. And if you want to get that maximum 200 Hz frame rate, you're going to have to use a DisplayPort cable. Now, fortunately, they include a DisplayPort cable in the box with the monitor. Taking a quick run through the Windows GUI here, you can see all of the refresh rates available beyond 60 Hz.
One thing I really like about this monitor is the really wide field of view. Most games and applications go from a 60-degree field of view to a 90-degree field of view, and that can make all of the difference. So this monitor can show you about an extra third of a monitor worth of space in a single monitor, and no lines, no multiple monitor breakups, which I really like. So in general, the monitor's colors are accurate and they're bright and vibrant. That's one thing I like. To get the high frame rates, you're going to have to enable overdrive in the menu, and that overdrives the pixels, which can cause more ghosting.
As a pilot, I would be remiss if I didn't try a flight simulator. So this is X-Plane 11, and the wider field of view makes it really easy to see cockpit instruments and around the plane easier. I also have a kid named Maverick, so I can't resist the temptation of a quick flyby of the tower.
Heck, twice! I want some butt!
So as you can see on my background here, the orange areas, what I've shown is the screen real estate that you normally lose on a 1080p full HD monitor. You're getting these orange areas back. Now, my background doesn't fit this monitor, so you're going to have different backgrounds, and games are going to have to support this, but almost all of the recent titles that I've played seem to support it well. I haven't found one that doesn't offer that resolution as a choice. So the ultimate question, would I buy this monitor for myself? Well, I actually did. So Sceptre did not send me this monitor for review. This is a monitor I bought personally because I needed something that got to the higher refresh rates for testing out gaming and graphics cards that are going beyond 75, 80 Hz. But I didn't want to break the bank and I had limited desk space to work with. So I think this is a great compromise, a great value in monitors, and I would recommend that you get one if you have the same needs. Thanks for watching The Net Guy, and tune in later for some additional reviews. If you'd like to get this monitor, a link is in the description to Amazon, and that actually helps support this channel. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of another one of my videos. This stuff takes a lot of time. It takes me about an hour for every minute of final produced video. So when people are asking you to subscribe and like their videos, they're doing it because it's a passion and they would really love to have you come back and watch their next creation. If you find this video interesting, please consider giving it a like, or better yet, put a comment in there so I can respond back to you. I respond back to nearly all of my comments, even the haters.